Are you guys having some difficulty accessing the alpha state? When you try to meditate or try to get into the alpha state, you're having difficulties, and when you try hard, you slip into deep sleep. Yes, that happens in the beginning. You have to practice that. Today I'm going to talk about that a little bit more on the process, because I have explained the whole concept already. Now I'll go individually and train you on the different processes, how you can practice them. Hello everybody, and once again welcome to Synapse. Today I'm gonna continue the meditation series or the creative visualization series. Remember, money is the central theme of this platform. So I'll use most of the examples related to money and maybe some healing as well. Okay, before we get into that, remember what I said. We are all part of energy. So we as a human being or anybody, any solid, anything that you're seeing, any mass, is actually an energy. And if some of you are having difficulties kind of relating to this concept, think about the theory of relativity. Einstein's, yes, I'm talking about Einstein's theory of relativity. E equals mc square. So energy equals mass multiplied by speed of light square. Guys, what is speed of light? What is c square? It's a constant. So E is directly proportional to m. Now you'll have a better understanding that any mass is actually synonymous to energy. They are interchangeable. Mass and energy are interchangeable. So we are all basically energy. Whatever we think, our thought process, all of them are basically some waves, energies, right? Once you get there, then I'd also like to remind you one of the example I gave earlier, that our mind is just like a hard disk of a computer. And now when we have talked about, we have understood what is the subconscious mind, let me a little bit paraphrase that. So our mind is actually, a subconscious mind is just like a hard disk of the computer. You just press the button and that starts working. You don't need to guide it step by step. But what is the conscious mind? The conscious mind is somebody sitting on the keyboard, typing it, giving the commands. There are a lot of things that needs to be done by the hard disk. It just does it. Whatever has been programmed before. So the operating system has been loaded. What is operating system? It's a program, right? Windows, iOS, whatever you take, they're pretty much programs. Similarly, our subconscious brain has been programmed, wired already. So according to some of the psychologists and the doctors, they say from 0 to 7 years of the child is the formative year for conditioning the brain and conditioning the subconscious mind. Yes, you heard that right. 0 to 7 years. So many of them say, you give me a 7-year-old kid and I'll tell you his whole life. And that's why it's very important for us to be careful. When we are talking about all this reconditioning our mind, there are two parts to that. One is how to recondition our mind. And the other thing is how to recondition our kids, a child's mind. Because 0 to 7 years are very critical, guys. If you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, you will be knowing that as well. So the kid who is born in a very rich family, he sees that. He sees the abundance. I'm talking about wealth here. So that comes naturally to him. He sees his dad doing some business, doing some kind of thing to deal with money. They're pretty well off. They don't have to worry about it. And he learns that subconsciously. Whereas the kid who is born in a poor family, he's always reminded that, hey, money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. We are poor. We don't have money. We can't waste money. All this gets actually programmed in the kid's mind, subconscious mind. So, and many of us coming from the middle class family, we do have some of those baggages there which we need to kind of clear. And I'll spend a complete session how you can actually unwind it, how you can clear the path of abundance. I'll discuss that a little bit later, sometimes in my next episode. But today, so what we need to do, on one hand, we need to condition our brain or recondition our brain so that all these baggages and all these conditioning which has happened in the past gets unwinded, released, or become the thing of past. At the same time, for the kids, please stop telling them what I just told. Even if the kid is asking for something which we can't afford, for an example, don't tell that we can't afford, you can't afford. It's too expensive. Just say, yes, you'll get it, but maybe later. See the difference? Don't say, money doesn't grow on the tree. Yes, money grows on the tree, guys. People who are in the market, stock market, business, property investment, they know that. You put a money there, you buy a stock, the company does well, the money multiplies. Money grows on the trees. So if your kid is asking sometimes for something which you can't afford, for an example, or you think it's not right for the kid at this stage. For an example, a 5-year-old kid, a 7-year-old kid is asking for iPhone 14. Even if you can afford it, please don't give that. But don't say that we can't afford that. It's not good for you. You don't deserve that. Don't say that. Don't put any negative connotation there. On the other hand, you can say, hey, you are too young for that. You'll get it, but maybe a little bit later. You grow up and you'll get it. That's a totally different positive spin to that, isn't it? Let's do that. So now, coming back to the point, as I was mentioning, that the first thing to basically get to that stage is to access the alpha state. And many of us have problems getting to that state. So I'm a little bit going to actually explain the process, how you can do that. Either you're going to sleep or early morning when you just get up. Once you get up, you can a little bit be freshen up and then come back to the bed or sit down in a comfortable chair and try to get back into the alpha state. In order to do that, of course, I told you in the beginning, you have to take some deep breaths. Take 3 or 5 deep breaths. Take the breath in. Imagine that all the good things are going inside you. Some of you who are more visual, imagine that little bit of a white rays, white light is going inside you, or bluish white is going inside you. Girls can imagine pinkish white, by the way. Anyway, and then when you exhale, you imagine that all the bad things that's in your body, in your mind, in your subconscious mind is going out. From the color perspective, you can consider that gray, black, whatever suits you. So take that deep breath in and out 5 times. And then you try to move your eyes a little bit at 20 to 40 degrees. Or the best way is basically to look at or kind of focus in between your eyebrows. Yes, focus on this spot. This has a very spiritual meaning. This spot is very spiritual meaning, has very spiritual meaning in many religions. So try to focus on that. So your sight should be a little bit inclined 20 to 40 degrees. If you don't want to do that, if it's a little bit of a stress to you, just look a little bit up at 20 to 40 degrees. And then close your eyes while you're focusing on that inclined angle. You are relaxed anyway because you have taken the deep breaths. Don't think anything at that time. Don't worry about your job, your business, your finances, or anything. Just relax. And now you start counting backwards. 50 to 1. 50, 49, 48, 47, like that. In 2 seconds interval, guys. And you need to do this practice for something like 10 days. Continuous. Once you get used to that, you will feel that after you have counted from 50 to 1 or 50 to 0, say 50 to 1, you are pretty much in that state, if you have not fallen asleep by then. After 10 days, you count from 25 to 1. And another 30 days, from 21st to 30 days, you count from 25 to 1. And from 31 to 40 days, you count from 10 to 1. Or for some of you, you can also try 5 to 1. After doing this practice of accessing the alpha state, you will feel that you'll reach a state after 40-50 days when you will count 5 to 1 and immediately you will be in the alpha state. Then you can continue with your meditation. Again, I'm going to tell you about the 3 scene techniques today. In fact, I have told you earlier as well in my previous videos, but Jose Silva, who actually popularized this Silva mind control method quite a bit in USA, he is calling this 3 scene techniques. If you recall, when I said that when you have to visualize on a mental screen, you need to see different states of yourself. That's what it is. So let me take one step back and explain that again to you. Kind of a revision. So once you are in the alpha state, now you visualize or see the mental picture. It can be a large TV screen or it can be a movie screen, whatever suits you. Try to see the movie screen moving from left to right. I'd like to highlight that Silva, on the other hand, has said that you should be looking at the screen moving a little bit from right to left, but he did not explain why is that. He said that somehow it worked well for him. But guys, I have my own experience and I have a logic for that. As I told you, the left brain and the right brain. The left brain is the logical brain and the right brain is the creative brain. Left brain is the conscious one and the right brain is subconscious one. So when you are actually trying to get into the subconscious state, you have to access the right brain. And that's the logic why you should be visualizing your mental screen moving from left to right. So once you are in the alpha stage, you get into the mental screen, and then there are 3 scenes to that. The first scene is that your current status, your current stage. For an example, if you're suffering from some minor ailment, whatever you want to do a healing, you can see that as well. As I said, money is the central theme of this platform. I'll use that as an example. Suppose we need more money. We want more money in our life. We want more success. You can take anything. This is just an example, guys. So you see the current status where you need more money. You visualize in the first scene, you are seeing yourself in a little bit of a disturbed state, disturbed from the financial perspective. Things are not moving pretty much like you wanted it to move. Maybe you want double the salary, you're not getting it. You wanted a big bonus, you're not getting it. You wanted the stock market to skyrocket. Whatever stock you have purchased, you want them to be multi-baggers, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. It's not happening. That is the state. If you are visualizing something from the healing perspective, you visualize what's your state now. I use the back pain example all the time because that's widespread and kind of not that serious. You imagine that you have a back pain, severe back pain. That's the first scene. From the money perspective, you see that you need more money, you're not getting it. You're not happy with whatever you have right now. And then scene 2, you see that you're doing something about it. There's no miracle, guys. Nothing comes like that. Universe doesn't give you just based on your desire. You have to earn it. Even in the meditation, you have to earn it. So in the scene 2, you visualize yourself, you see yourself doing something. For an example, from the money perspective, you are starting a new business, or you are doing another job on the weekend, or you are investing in something. You're investing in shares, you're investing in currency, you're investing in property. You're doing something to fix your financial situation, to get the money flow. And that is the second scene. From the healing perspective, if you have some challenges, you see that you're going to the doctor. The doctor is pretty good. Whatever medicine you're taking is quite effective. It's helping you. You're doing, if you want to reduce your weight, then in the first scene you see you are not happy with your body. You're overweight. In the second scene, you're seeing that, hey, you have joined a gym. You're going for a morning walk, or you're going for a morning jog, and you're pretty happy about that. So you are doing something, you're exerting. So that's scene 2. And scene 3, you see the end result. So from the money perspective, you say, whatever you tried, it worked well for you. Now you're getting a lot of money. You bought some stocks, it went 10 times, 100 times. You bought the property, it multiplied in value. You started a different business and it's just flourishing. You're doing some additional work in the weekend and that's doing great. And now you're very happy. So the third scene is the end state where you have to visualize that you are happy. Don't think that you will be happy. Guys, it has to be present tense. I've been repeatedly telling you, it has to be present tense. Subconscious brain only understands present. If you think that I will be rich one day, it will never happen. The subconscious brain will say, I will be rich. It will not make it happen. You will not be able to manifest it. So, you have to think at the present, that you are rich already. You are fit already. You have lost the weight already. Suppose you want to lose 10 kg, 20 kg, whatever is your target. You see that you already did it, man. And you are looking fantastic. If your goal is to get X amount of money, in the third scene, you see that you got it. You are very happy with that. Similarly, if you have some medical problem and you want to heal it, in the third scene, you are seeing that it's done. You are perfectly fit. Well, let me repeat that. In the 3 scene techniques, the first scene is where you're seeing the current condition, painful condition, let's put it this way, guys, where you're not happy for whatever reason. Second scene, You are acting on it. You're doing something about it. Third scene, you have achieved it. You got it. 3 scenes. And when it comes to the alpha, I'll also kind of repeat that for you. Number 1, know your state. Number 2, access the alpha state. Number 3, this mental screen with 3 scenes. And number 4, use your power. When I say use your power, you need to condition yourself. You need to believe that you can do it, guys. If something is holding you back, you need to release it. In my next video, I'm going to talk about it. How to release the negativity which is holding you back so that you get the flow of abundance. Abundance of whatever you want. Health, wealth, happiness, love, whatever. So, in my next video, I'm going to talk about that, some of the techniques, how you can actually do that. Get rid of the negativities, all the conditioning that was there with you from the age of 0 to 7, as I said, how you can get rid of that, unblock the flow of abundance. I hope you have liked this session today, and if you are facing some difficulties or you have any question, drop a couple of lines in the comment section and I'll always reply back to you. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to share and subscribe. Remember, this channel, this platform is meant to create awareness about the financial matters as well as the meditative state. Having said that, if you need, don't overexert yourself, and if you need more advice, consult your spiritual guru or the trainer, whoever is near you. Every time I talk about them, I also give you the reference of books. If you want to learn more about that, you can refer to those books as well. I've talked about the Magic of Believing by Cloud Bristol. I've talked about the book today, How to Develop the Mind Power by Jose Silva. And I've also told you about the Joseph Murphy's book, The Power of Subconscious Mind. All these actually talk the same thing. In fact, all of them are coming out from the Vedic Indian scriptures. And now the whole world agrees to that. There is something called Maharishi effect as well. Sometimes I'll explain that in more details to you. Well, don't forget to share and subscribe. And let me know how you're going with your meditative journey as well as your financial journey. I'll come back again with my next episode. Till then, it's goodbye from your friend, Pankaj Sinha. Bye-bye.